Ohayo.
Welcome to So Japanese, a podcast about all things Japan from a
Japanese
and foreign perspective. We are your hosts. My name is John.
My name is Ryusuke.
Thank you for joining us today.
Arigato.
Today's topic is instant noodles.
Instant noodle.
Is that how you say it for real?
Instant noodle. Yeah. Instant ramen.
Which is a Japanese invention. So fitting for the podcast. So we'll talk about a bit about the history, some popular brands, fun facts about instant ramen in Japan, and a street level Japanese segment at the end, and something we haven't done before, but we'll talk about introduce some bad words.
Yeah.
Bad words. So let's start off by asking Ryusuke,
Hi.
how often did you eat instant ramen growing up?
I would say at least once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
More like a after school snack?
After school snack, or like sometimes I finish my school before lunch. So I get home.
Okay.
And then my parents are working. So they told me to eat instant noodle.
Okay.
Instead, they are cooking.
The Japanese school lunches, was it ever instant ramen?
Never.
Never, right?
Never.
So instant ramen is considered like junk food?
Yes. Yeah.
It's not like healthy, right?
It's not like your actual meal.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a snack, right?
Yeah.
How about, because I did this, I'm not sure if it was like normal in Japan, but eating it like just like a crunchy raw snack.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I only did that with the chicken ramen,
Okay.
which is the noodle has the flavor already.
Oh, so it doesn't come with like
The packet
the
of
flavor
season.
seasoning
no.
packet? No?
No.
Oh, okay.
So obviously that means like there's already taste
Uh-huh.
on the noodle, so you
Uh-huh.
can just bite it as a snack.
I see. Growing up, like after school, if I was too lazy to cook it for myself, I would eat it raw. So you open the package. Well, you break up
The noodles?
the noodles,
Yeah.
open the package, sprinkle the seasoning packet, and then like shake it to like season it all.
I learned that when I abroad here in Canada,
Okay.
because my Korean friend,
Yeah.
when we were drinking, there's no food, there's no snack, and then he had those like Korean noodles, like Korean instant noodles, and then he's like, let's just eat this,
Okay.
and then break it
Yeah.
in the back and then season. I was like, wow, that's genius. I never thought that way.
Yeah, maybe it took off in places other than Japan. But I remember my mom always telling me like, don't do that. It's like worse for you.
I think, yeah, that's why we don't even do it. Like,
Right.
I never seen anybody that's that in Japan.
I know in like convenience stores, they have like a ramen snack, but
But that's already seasoned.
seasoned.
Yeah.
And like, it's not instant ramen. Like
No,
you
no,
can't
no.
cook it, right?
No.
It's not with soup.
No.
So the history. So modern instant noodles were created by Momofuku Ando. First marketed in 1958 by his company, Nissin.
Nissin.
And Nissin's first instant noodle was chicken ramen. That's the ramen you're talking
Which
about.
I was talking, yes.
So like already flavored.
Yep.
No separate package inside
no
the
separate
package.
packet. No.
Interesting. So he developed the whole production method from flash frying the noodles to make it more shelf stable. So noodle making, steaming, seasoning, dehydrating the noodles in hot oil. And then he found that it had a better shelf life compared to frozen noodles. So Momofuku Ando, that's where, so for our listeners that don't know, Ryusuke and I met working at Momofuku in Toronto.
Yes, the Momofuku is the restaurant
Group now.
group from
And-
USA.
Yeah, from New York.
Yeah.
So I think Momofuku, the restaurant chain, started by selling ramen. It was like a noodle bar. So he took the name from Momofuku Ando, I suppose,
I think so.
right?
But I remember when we had the meeting to open the Momofuku Toronto, and then he said that there's nothing involved with Momofuku Ando.
Right.
But, so you just suddenly think, oh, my restaurant name is gonna be Momofuku.
Right.
I don't even know where they come from.
So, but Momofuku translated, does it mean lucky peach?
Yes.
Momo's like
Yep.
peach.
And Fuku is luck.
So is that what he says?
Yeah. Yeah.
I named my restaurant Lucky Peach, not after. It's too convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Like you did name it after the creator of instant ramen.
Yep.
Which it's a good name. It's a good name.
It's a good name. Yeah.
Funny thing is that initially chicken ramen, when it got into the market, it was considered a luxury product.
Really?
Because a package of instant ramen, chicken ramen, was 35 yen. But the grocery stores were selling fresh noodles for like 5 yen.
Right. I see.
So you're actually
pay like 5-6 times more.
Right?
Yeah.
For
that's luxury.
And also I think it's like an interesting way to cook noodles now, right? It's like the future.
Yeah.
So apparently Mitsubishi then bought Nissin. And then it spread all over the world.
Makes
so
sense.
first gained popularity in Asia, and then now everywhere, right?
Everywhere. Yeah.
Not until later in 1971 that the company introduced the cup noodle, the famous cup noodle brand. And so where you could only just add boiling water. It came with a cup. And then it also came with vegetables.
Vegetables, like dehydrate vegetables.
Yeah. And so it was like all in one meal. Right?
And then the cup noodle was in Times Square in New York as a sign for a long time. I don't think now, but I think listeners might remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you know you made it big when you...
Yeah, in New York, Times Square,
Right.
You got a sign.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but because with the rise of health consciousness, many of these instant ramen manufacturers made like healthy options with like noodles with dietary fiber, collagen, low calorie noodles, low sodium noodles. But I don't see those around as much anymore.
No.
Right? I think people just know it's not healthy.
Either way.
Yeah, really? Don't try to pretend like it's healthy.
Might as
right?
well. If I eat instant noodles, okay, I'm not healthy, but I don't have a time.
That's it. It's time, right? And it's good flavor.
It's good flavor.
It's good flavor.
When I was cooking instant noodle from the pack, I always add some like vegetables.
Me too.
Yeah.
Or an egg.
Egg, yeah.
Right? Well, later we'll ask each other how we cook our instant noodles.
Yeah.
So let's now talk about popular instant noodle brands or in Japan.
Yep.
So instant noodles in Japan, depending where you buy them, convenience stores are a little bit more pricey.
Yep.
Close to 200 yen, like $2 per. But if you buy them from the grocery store, can be cheaper.
Yep.
Or if you buy them in like the value packs, like packs of 5, also a bit cheaper. So we'll break them down by the big brand.
Yep.
And then, we'll go from there. So Nissin.
Yep.
Nissin. Nissin. I'm sure
Nissin.
Everyone have seen this brand, right?
For sure.
So they came up with the OG noodle.
Cup noodle.
Yeah. In the cup.
Yeah.
It's such a, I'm sure because they were the first ones, they like trademarked that name.
Yeah.
Because everyone says cup noodle now. If it's a noodle and cup, but
in
so many different brands, right?
Yeah.
But cup noodle is the OG Nissin one.
Nissin, yeah, because they even put cup noodle
Exactly.
on the cup. Yeah.
And then you have chicken ramen, which is their actual first one, and they still sell it today.
Yeah.
And it's still without the flavor packet.
Without, yes.
I've never seen that.
Really?
Yeah. I've always assumed all instant noodles have that separate flavor package or that separate little oil.
Yeah.
Next one is an offshoot from the cup noodle, curry cup noodle.
Curry cup noodle. That's my favorite.
Curry udon is a thing. Is curry ramen a thing? Like restaurant-wise?
Curry ramen, some restaurant does it, but it's not common.
Okay.
Maybe you see like once in a while.
Right.
But yes, like you say, curry udon is more popular than curry ramen. Yeah. But cup noodle curry cup noodle is really popular.
Is it thick?
No, it's
right.
thin.
It's
like a
same,
broth.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
watery consistency, but curry flavor. Japanese curry flavor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next one, we have the UFO yakisoba. UFO yakisoba. I ate this so much.
I like this too.
Yeah, this one's really good.
It's really
because
good.
I've never, before moving to Japan, I always thought instant ramen or instant noodles had to have the broth. So the first time seeing this is like mind blown. It was so good. So Ryusuke, you can describe how you would cook this one.
So I mean, yakisoba is normally stir-fried noodle, but this cup noodle UFO yakisoba, you pour hot water. Okay, there's a packet of kayaku, which is the dry vegetable, and then obviously noodle, and then there's a sauce.
Yeah.
And also there's a small packet of aonori, which is seaweed.
Yes.
So you take all the packet out, and then you only add the kayaku, the dry vegetable, and then you pour hot water into the cup. You close the lid, wait for 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, there's one side corner. There's a like you can peel off
like a tab.
The tab. So then you see all the holes.
Yeah.
So you grab the two side of corner, then you can strain all the water.
So
like hot water.
The lid has a built-in strainer.
Exactly.
So you pour out all the water.
And then after that, you open them. So noodle and then vegetables are already like nice and soft. And then you add it to sauce, yakisoba sauce. You mix it. Then at the end, you sprinkle the aonori.
Okay.
Yep.
And this one, I mean, it says UFO in big letters, but it's like a squarish type.
No, UFO originally it's round cup.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like UFO.
True.
That's why.
Like an actual bowl rather than a cup.
But like shallow, like round bowl. Yes.
The next one, I grew up eating this. I think this was like the preferred brand in Hong Kong. And that's the Nishin
Demae Icho. Like there's a character, the boy.
It's like a little boy.
Yeah. selling or having like a box. That's actually the old ramen restaurant. They do delivery, and then he has that like a box.
Delivery box. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like the OG Uber Eats kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they have many flavors, but the original is sesame.
Sesame and soy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The next big brand is Maruchan.
Maruchan.
And their two famous ones is...
one is Maruchan Seimen, which is noodle, like ramen noodle. It has a bunch of different flavor. And
I think seimen is more popular in Hawaii.
Oh, really?
Like, I think over there, they eat seimen more than ramen.
Okay.
But it's just the shape of the noodle, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then another one, this is famous one. It's called
good.
Donbei, which is instant noodle, but udon or soba.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the more famous one comes with the
aburage.
And so that's like a
tofu.
Deep fried tofu?
Deep fried tofu. Deep fried tofu.
Deep fried tofu, but thin.
Thin. Yeah.
And it's like a little bit sweet, no?
Yeah, it has the flavor. I think normally the atsage, they fry the tofu and then they steep into like a sweet soy glaze.
Yeah.
But this one, again, it's dry. So when you get this donbei, you open the lid, you see the soup in a packet, and then you see the dry tofu already there.
Yeah.
So you pour the hot water into noodle and tofu, and then you obviously add the powder soup, and then same thing, 3 minutes, and ready to eat.
That one's
and
really
it's
good.
Dashi flavor.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's so good. I always eat this and rice bowl from konbini.
That's the meal, right?
Yeah, it's about like 500 yen.
The thing that like it is instant noodle, and I think in North America you think of it as like the super cheap, like poor student meal. But for some reason, like the instant noodle variations they have in Japan, like it tastes better.
Yeah,
it doesn't taste as like
bad.
Yeah, bad for you, and also like bad flavor, right? Okay, next one is
Sugakiya. Yeah,
and that's Nagoya's.
Nagoya's local ramen chain restaurant. So
Super
if you're
famous.
It's super famous. Like I'm from Nagoya. I know Sugakiya. I grew up with the cheap ramen, and it's so good.
So because the restaurant sells their ramen super cheap. Do they also sell the instant ramen
noodle?
Super cheap?
It's actually not so cheap. Interesting, but it's not.
It's like the
cheap.
same price as the restaurant.
Yeah, maybe like $1 cheaper.
Right?
Yeah. But I think because like people love the flavor, sometimes they want to eat at home.
Yeah.
That's why it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then next we have two luxury instant ramen soups. So we have Ichiran. Ichiran it's the first ramen shop in Tokyo to receive a Michelin star, I think 2016.
Wow.
So it became really popular. I think they have like actual restaurant locations pretty much all over the world now.
Yeah.
Right?
And their style is very unique.
Yes.
Back then. Now everybody does it with COVID. But Ichiran style was you have the counter bar. There's a divider beside you. So they told the customer, when you eat Ichiran noodles, I want you to concentrate to the noodle.
Okay.
That's why like you're not allowed to talk with anyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you order through a piece of paper.
Yeah.
That you can check off.
Yeah.
Whatever broth, noodles, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then there's like a sliding window in front of you.
Then
you
just
give them
put
the
it
order,
there.
and then when it's ready, they'll slide up and give you the noodles in front of your face.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ichiran is originally from Kyushu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so it's luxury because for 5 packs, it costs around 3,000 yen. So like $30 for 5 packs. But I think if you were to buy it here, like I've seen them in supermarkets here, and it's like $40.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And then we have another one, and that is
Ippudo Tonkotsu Ramen.
So it's, I guess, a ramen chain, actual restaurant as well, famous for their tonkotsu.
Famous, yep.
Thickened, stickier pork bone based
creamy.
Broth. Creamy.
Yeah.
So they have a cup noodle version, and for 300 yen per. So a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
I've never tried the Ippudo one. Have you tried that one?
Yeah.
Is
I mean, no
thick?
cup noodle, but I had an actual one. But for sure, like any cup noodles, the famous ramen chain, invent, they have like very strict quality control.
Yes.
Because it's on their name, right?
Yeah.
So for sure, if you try even instant noodles, you feel like, oh, this is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have, I guess, 10 fun facts about instant ramen. So In no particular order, but number one, there's two cup noodle museums. So Nishin Cup Noodle Museums. There's two of them in Japan. One in Ikeda in Osaka and another one in Yokohama.
Yeah.
I've seen YouTube videos of people going.
Yeah.
So it's like a museum.
You see the like history, you can exactly
right, all the different packaging, and then at the end, I think you can buy your own customized.
Yeah, you can customize your cup. You can customize your ingredient. Then they seal very nicely with the it's like a skeleton vinyl bag, so you can get like special your cup ramen to take you home. Take with you.
I think I've seen even like a Pokemon cup noodle collaboration where they have like the little
like a fish cake,
but like it's Pikachu.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. So I thought instant ramen can last forever.
That's what I thought.
Right? But actually, from the companies, they suggest it varies by the company, but maximum 12 months.
Oh, so
it's like a
1 year.
4 to 12 month lifespan. But I don't know. I assume that you can eat. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, for sure you can eat.
Yeah.
But I guess that it doesn't mean expire. I think it means like the food will get a little bit like the taste wise won't be same after 12 months. Yeah.
So why is it like that shelf stable? Low moisture, right? There's no moisture. High in sodium. It's just
it should be fine.
It should be fine, right?
Yeah.
And if you are boiling it, you're killing the bacteria anyway, right? So it's more like a flavor and a texture thing, right? Next one. So there's like a real famous, like I guess, incident that happened in Japan where cup noodles really took off. So like we said, cup noodles was like a luxury item because it costs more than real noodles.
Yeah.
But then it turned into a convenient item. So do you remember this? Or maybe not because it's been a while. It's too old.
I mean,
1972.
Yeah, I wasn't even born.
Yes.
But there was documentary several times on the TV show.
Okay.
So that time I noticed and then I learned that this happened.
So it was like a hostage crisis in Nagano where there was members of the URA, United Red Army. What is that?
It's like a left-wing people.
Okay.
Yeah, they're against Japanese government.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they broke into the Asama Sanso vacation lodge. And they took the innkeeper's wife as hostage. So apparently the standoff lasted for 10 days, during of which cops were, I guess, filmed by news crews eating
cup noodles all the time.
All the time. So it became a convenience food.
And that time, like, the people were watching about this incident, and then they noticed, like, what are they eating? What are police officers eating there?
Yeah.
And then, like, they noticed, oh, that's the cup noodles.
I gotta try.
Wow. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, they can eat like that?
It'd be smart if Nishin actually, like, gave those cup noodles for free.
Maybe.
You know, if they notice, there's so many cameras.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It could be another marketing strategy.
Right? Yeah. Super televised, and it really helped the popularity of instant noodles in Japan. Another fun fact was that, so there's another claim for the origin of instant noodles.
Okay.
So not Momofuku Ando.
Okay.
So apparently it's a guy from Taiwan who filed a patent for the instant noodles a year earlier.
Okay.
Than when Momofuku Ando invented it. And there's rumors that apparently in 1961, Zhang Gyo-wen, I guess the Taiwanese inventor, transferred the patent to Momofuku Ando for 23 million yen. But this is like rumor. I'm not sure if it's true, but
yeah. That I didn't know. Wow.
Next one, we have, so the Japanese believe that instant ramen is the best invention of the 20th century.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the rare items that is known worldwide.
Yeah, and I mean, still exists.
And
it's getting bigger.
For everyone.
Yeah.
There's no like barrier. It's not so expensive.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find. Right?
For vegans, for, for everybody, right?
Yeah. Although the, like going back to like the poor university, college students eating it, the American brands or like the Western brands,
it's
like,
not the same.
It tastes so bad.
I know.
I remember living in England, getting cup noodles from like Aldi or whatever. It tastes worse.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I know what you mean.
Next, instant noodles are the first type of noodles to be eaten in space.
Oh, it makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like
easy to carry. What
light.
you need is water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a couple years before his death, Momofuku Ando and Nishin made or invented, they called it space ram, space ramen. So it was space viable, vacuum sealed package of ramen, smaller noodles, and it was based off the recipe of chicken ramen. And to avoid spilling in zero gravity, the broth was thicker than usual.
Oh.
Yeah. So the Japanese astronaut Soichi Noguchi packed and ate this ramen on the second day of his journey.
Wow.
Aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery.
Wow. He must be so happy to eat some, your own home food.
Right.
In the space.
Next one we have, so apparently you only need $200 to survive off instant ramen a year.
Really? Is that true?
Right? I don't know. It seems really little.
I'll say like $1,000.
Right?
At least.
Maybe if you buy that super shit North American made, like
see. 50 cents or something.
No, even like $5 for $1.
Oh, I see.
The really shitty one.
But then it's gonna cost you more for health issue. That might be cost you like $10,000.
Right. Next one. As of 2018, approximately 103 billion servings of instant noodles are eaten worldwide.
Wow.
Each year.
Wow.
The top 3 per capita consuming nations are South Korea, coming in at about 75 servings per person per year. Vietnam, about 53 servings per year per person. And Nepal.
Wow.
53 servings.
So no Japan.
No.
In this.
No.
Interesting.
But apparently South Korea now has obesity problem.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
because of
eating
I
too
guess the
much
high
instant
sodium
noodle.
in instant ramen.
Yeah.
But I think South Korea has really taken over the instant noodle
For
game.
sure. Right now.
Right?
Yeah. All the spicy noodles.
The spicy noodles became like a viral social media thing. Right? It's fucking spicy. I don't even know how they eat it.
I didn't even try.
Yeah,
I know
like-
I can handle.
Whenever I buy like the super spicy Shin ramen,
Yeah.
I use like a quarter of the seasoned pack.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the point you buy this?
I like the texture of the noodles.
I see.
Yeah, if the texture of if it came with like Shin ramen noodle with like the Nishin soup base, perfect.
I see.
But the Shin ramen noodles, the texture is so good.
But I know what you mean. I like that texture too.
It's like chewy
yeah.
and thicker.
It's thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with Korean food now, I see a lot of like they add instant ramen into
The hot pot.
rice noodle, rice cakes. Spicy rice cakes. They really like, and like after Korean barbecue or like hot pot, they chase it with the broth or the sauce with instant ramen.
Yeah. I went to Korean restaurant like a couple weeks ago. Their specialty for kamjatang, so the pork bone soup. But there was an option I can add instant noodle.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna do it.
And
it's good.
Yeah, right.
It's like spicy pork bone soup with noodles.
It soaks up perfect for the end.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I always want that.
Yeah, they really embraced instant noodle. Like I think Shin Ramen is like the top brand now.
For sure.
And I think it's also them, the Koreans, who also like mixed it with cheese.
I saw a lot of those videos on YouTube.
But they eat like the super fake, like stringy cheese, like the wartime cheese. But yeah, cheese and ramen, they're good. It's normal,
I guess. Yeah, yeah. But it's not my thing.
Yeah, I don't like that fake cheese.
Yeah.
Even like the Korean corn dogs, super popular now everywhere.
Yeah.
The cheese one, I'm not a fan of it.
No, I never try.
Okay, because it looks so fake, right?
I gotta get stomachache. I know in my stomach, I can't even imagine that. Like, the cheese going in my stomach, and then how they gonna,
It's like chewing gum almost.
Yeah.
It takes a while to chew it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like a social media gimmick, like the long cheese string, like mukbangs really made it popular. Yeah, that does it for our
instant noodle
fun facts.
Yeah.
Okay. When you eat instant noodles, cup noodle or like the instant noodle package, do you drink all the soup?
Mostly, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Even though my parents always telling me, don't drink all the soup.
Because
that's bad for your body.
Like all the high sodium, right?
Exactly.
Like real ramen restaurants, I'll drink all the soup. But instant ramen or cup noodle, I'll take a couple sips.
And that's it.
But that's it.
Eee.
Yeah, because I don't like how it makes my mouth feel.
Because
it's like tingly. It makes me super thirsty. Like I'm not sure. Like again, we mentioned it before, and I think our umami episode. But MSG is actually not bad for you.
Yeah.
Right? It gets like bad rap for it, but it does make you thirsty. I'm not sure if it's the salt or the MSG, but it makes your mouth tingly. No?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a waste, but like or maybe my parents said the same thing.
But in Japan, to eat instant noodle from the package, people are saying that you cook the noodle in a separate pot. So you just cook the noodle, and then the other pot, you make the soup.
That's what I was going to ask you next. That's how I cook it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's how I cook it.
What?
That's how my mom cooked it, and that's how I cook it.
Really?
So like I cook it like real ramen noodles. So I will take the pot, boiling water, put the noodles in. Once it's about a little bit before al dente, I strain it and I rinse it under cold water.
Wow. Professional.
And then in the same pot, and then I'll like rinse the pot, like scrub it out. And then, because I feel like you need more water to cook the noodles than you need for the soup.
That's true. Yes.
So then I will now fill the pot with less water. Put the vegetable, soup base, oil, get that into a boil. And then I put the instant noodles back in.
It's not instant anymore.
No, it takes, actually, it takes a while. But I think my mom kept on making me like worry. She's like, oh, there's a wax coating over the noodles. You need to like wash that off. So it's gotten to my mind. But I feel like because you rinse it under cold water, the texture is good.
Yeah.
It's bouncier.
Yeah. Wow. That's for sure. But obviously that you told me.
Yeah.
Have you cooked before as a professional?
Right? It's not instant anymore.
But I know it's good.
Yeah. It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Right.
And for the cup noodle, at some point in Japan, everybody was saying like you shouldn't cook the noodles in a cup because the cups inside the cup, has some chemicals.
Yes.
So like once you pour hot water, the chemical just came off.
I can see that. Yeah.
So people just put all those cup noodle in a bowl and pour hot water, maybe with the saran wrap or whatever to steam up for 3 minutes.
I think that's worse than me, because the cup.
Exactly.
That's the whole point, right?
What's the point? You have a cup, right?
So how do you cook your instant noodles?
I do cook. I know I should cook separate, but obviously to me it's like, well, this is fucking instant noodle, so I just gotta cook
purpose,
all together. But I normally add egg. I even add some scallion.
Okay.
If I have cabbage, I even put the cabbage and bean sprout as well.
Okay.
Seaweed. And for the meat, I go like ham or something. Ham is actually really popular as a ingredient
because you can pick it up at the convenience.
Exactly, because instead of char siu, you want to have some meat.
Yes.
And ham.
Well, I don't know. You're making it pretty hardcore too, right? I think if I put that many ingredients in it, then you drink the soup.
Yeah.
The only time I drink the soup is if I before it's ready to put into a bowl, I will crack an egg in it. So
just raw egg and
pretty much raw.
Okay.
Then I will drink the soup. But in terms of toppings, I'll put egg, scallion sometimes, nothing crazy, kimchi.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or seaweed. But how do you do your eggs? You boil the egg?
I boil the egg.
I don't know who takes longer, man.
Well, because once I start cooking noodles,
okay,
obviously I don't want to overcook noodles.
Exactly.
So I'll say the noodles ready in 3 minutes. So I crack the egg maybe 1.5 minutes.
Oh, so you do crack the egg in it?
In it.
Oh, I thought you meant you separately boil the egg.
No.
Okay.
I crack in the pot. So they're gonna cook it.
Okay.
So after 1.5 minutes, normally you get nice soft boiled egg.
Yes.
Yeah. But you need to be careful.
Poached egg.
It's poached egg, yes.
I thought you meant like ramen restaurant style.
No.
The soy egg.
No.
Cooked like that. 6 minutes.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So. No, I like those toppings. Yeah, for sure. Egg. But I rarely actually put meat in my ramen.
Yeah, I mean, because I grow up with my parents sometimes put ham. I think that was kind of the things back then.
Yeah.
So I just have that mind. Then whenever there's a ham, I put 1 or 2.
The Koreans put spam.
Right.
Again, wartime food, right?
Yeah.
Instant ramen, spam.
Yeah.
To our listeners, let us know how you guys cook your instant noodles. I feel like everyone does it differently. So
for sure.
Let us know in the comments in the YouTube video or social media. Let us know.
Hashtag so Japanese.
How you cook your instant noodles.
Yep.
And what toppings do you add?
Yep.
All right. So this brings us to our street level Japanese segment.
Right.
Bad words edition. So we'll have a few street level Japanese segments introducing bad words. So today we have 2 words. So interesting to note that in Japan, they don't really have an exact equivalent to fuck you in in English. There's no real fuck you, right?
No.
So in Japan, telling someone to die is the equivalent to F you in English.
Yeah.
So we have 2 ways to say it. So one way is
死ね
shine, and that's go to hell. But it really means die, or wishing death on you. For example?
So when watching anime and the characters are in a battle or fighting and they say 死ね to the
opponent.
Yeah.
Next one, we have
くたばれ
kutabare, and that is closer to
fuck you.
closer to fu, and that comes from the verb
kutabaru.
Kutabaru, which means to drop dead.
はい。
So, example?
In Dragon Ball, when they're fighting, like when Goku is about to finish off Frieza, and he yells, Kutabare Frieza! はい。
So, when living in Japan, I heard shine, but I've never heard kutabare. So, in normal everyday, like in Japan, Japanese, do people say these words?
People really don't say kutabare, but when kids play, people play game, TV game.
Yeah.
And then they get so excited.
Yeah.
They're like, especially like the battle game.
Yeah.
And then you're about to win. And then you get excited and then you go like, kutabare, kutabare.
Okay. Yeah. So in general, you don't ever get angry enough
to say kutabare or even shine. Yeah.
I know like we searched it that like in Japanese media, like maybe like news or like daytime television, they censor out shine and kutabare.
Yeah.
But they say it all the time in anime, manga, movies, I'm sure, right? But every day, very rare.
Very rare. Yeah. Like when I'm fighting with my sister, when we were young, I say shine to her.
Okay.
But it's just because I want to pick the worst word to her, right?
Yes.
And it's obviously it's family member.
Yeah, you would never say these words to a stranger unless you really want to fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what if your parents overheard you saying shine?
Oh, Ryusuke must be so angry.
Oh, okay.
So my sister did something wrong.
They wouldn't say like, oh, that's a bad word. Like, you know it's a bad word, right?
They don't say that.
So if you said it like in school, you said
the teacher. Well, teacher gonna come to you and then maybe you have to go talk to who's that top teacher?
Head teacher or principal?
Principal, yes. Yeah.
What are some Japanese punishments in school? Like, as a teacher for me, I would make the kids write lines. Because it
depends
sucks and it keeps them quiet.
Depends on how bad, but by verbally you like no assault, like doing something to someone.
Okay.
You might have to write it down something
like an essay or
essay
apology.
Or something. Yeah.
Okay.
But one day I smoked cigarette and I couldn't go to school for 1 week.
Oh, you got suspended.
Yes.
Were you smoking on school property?
Yes.
Oh, that's why.
In a toilet.
That's why. Yeah, you get suspended.
Yeah.
I remember in high school, we would just smoke cigarettes on the sidewalk. Like, it's public property.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I was so stupid. Yeah.
So suspended. Do they have detention? Like keep you extra half an hour after school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the teacher comes to visit me. Do my homework.
Yeah.
Calling me.
Yeah.
Suddenly, are you there?
Or like tell your parents.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. So the same type of punishments.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for listening to today's episode.
ありがとうございます。
Instant ramen. Yeah. So same spiel as usual. Please rate, review, subscribe wherever you find our podcasts. Follow all our social media accounts.
Yep.
And I hope you enjoyed this episode.
はい。ラーメン